So I actually work in a dental office. I work as a dental assistant. I grew up in a family who's, all in dentistry. My uncle, uncle, grandpa, several uncles actually are dentists, and that's kind of the whole deal for them. So I've grown up with that. So that's what gets me through the day. That's what pays the bills. That's the 9-to-5 grind. But after I get home, it's like a whole nother job. At least I'm trying to treat it like that. It's not really just a hobby for me at this point. It's something that I really care about and have a lot invested in as far as the music. And it'll just be a hobby if I continue to, if I treat it like a hobby. And I'm very fortunate to be a part of a group called Schemaposse, who was founded by Jay Green. Shout out Jay Green. He's done a lot for me. Helped me put myself in a position where I can share my music with more people and be able to collaborate with a whole bunch of awesome artists. Even just in the short time that I've been making music, it's crazy to me. It never stops, man. I mean, when I'm coming home, it's see what's been going on in the Schemaposse chat for the day, see what I got to catch up on. I'm inboxing people or taking messages for collabs. I love the collaborative and almost healthy competitive spirit that comes from being in a group like Schemaposse with a bunch of talented people. It drives you to continue to work, because if I'm not working and I get in Schema chat and I see Mr. Cisco's going live making beats, or I see MV's talking to people about getting videos and doing tours with C2 and every time I get in that chat, there's business going on, and that's really motivating for me to not just sit here and smoke weed or watch movies or TV or whatever the hell I'm gonna do and waste my time away. I'm gonna get up off my ass and write some shit and really go for it. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot of time, and like I said, if I treat it like a hobby, it will be, but I'm trying to treat it like more than that, because it means more than that to me. And sometimes that gets rough. Sometimes people that want to spend time with you don't get to spend as much time with you as they'd want, and that's something that I've tried to work around, is balance everything between work and putting enough into this music to make something of it, and maintaining relationships with people I care about. It's a crazy thing, but I'm grateful at this point to be able to, even just with the small amount of equipment I have, make music that I really stand behind, and to be a part of a group like Schema, it's incredible. So as far as upcoming projects for Buffett, let's see. I'm working most currently on Buffett and 90s Bambino. I got a handful of beats from 90s Bambino. Really love his style, really love his sound, really love the way he speaks his mind. Shout out 90s Bambino. He's out in Brazil. That project is probably going to be called New Age Angst. What else do I got? I still got beats from BB Sun I'm working on, trying to really make those count. BB Sun is one of my favorite underground artists that I've heard or listened to in the past couple of years. Frankly, his music is something that always stays in rotation for me. So when I was able last year to kind of correspond with him and get to know him a little bit more and get a handful of beats from him, I was stoked on that. Sitting on so many beats and been talking to lots of people about doing collabs, always working on collaborating with my schemas. I really try to let me, come through, but it's a different side of me than a lot of people get to see. It's it's an outlet for me. I'm not a big talker. Anybody who knows me knows that. And when I say something, I intend to really mean that. There's a lot of power to me in words, and so I take a lot of time with my writing. Still got a lot of work to do as far as my my technical ability and my writing and the way that I want to be able to experiment with different kind of flows and cadences and things, but I do take a lot of time with my writing. Thank you to everybody who's always patient with me on collabs. Hopefully it's been worth it to y'all, because I know there's been some that have taken me quite a while to get done, but you know, it's a representation of me, and it's an outlet for me into my darker thoughts or my more violent thoughts, or more you know, reflections on the bad things that I've done or the good things that I've done. And so as I get into each project, or you know, do something under each moniker, I really try to assess how I'm feeling and what's actually going on in my life, and try to make something that's relevant. Like you know, my first tape or EP under Buffett was called Antisocial, and now at that point I had moved out of living with a bunch of my homies, and I was really kind of, you know, mostly on my own, just sticking to myself and figuring out what I wanted to do with this music, and really, you know, locking it down and just going for it. And that fit, you know. And each of the titles on the mixtapes I try to make pertinent to how I'm feeling, you know, especially again stir crazy when I was you know, trapped in the house a lot with my homies in Provo, and just didn't feel like there was much to do or much to see, or you know, just kind of frankly uninspired with life, and just kind of trapped inside a little bit. And I really just try to get into the mode of whatever I'm actually feeling, and try to be honest with myself as a person, but shed light on the stuff that I don't really give out to other people so much. Everybody, I guess, expresses in a different way, and music is that for me. But I don't share a whole lot with a lot of people. So if you want to get to know me, at least a part of me, my music's the way to do it.